Yo, you won't believe what I got. Brand new racing rig from P1 Sim Sports. Triple screens, full cockpit. This thing is insane.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Well, after a very, very iconic and close battle that we had last week, the drivers of the No Limit Racing Crown Jewel Tour bring themselves to Peevely. We are in the great state of Missouri here at virtual I-55 Raceway. And what a fantastic night it looks to be here on the iRacing official service. However, there is very, very bad storms on the loose in the Mid-South area, Mid-South, Southeast, and a little bit north, kind of towards Chicago and St. Louis as well. So there is an event where I might have to dip off, take cover, get down in the trenches, kind of bear it out if that happens. Hopefully that does not happen, but if it does happen, I hope you guys do understand. But until then, all we can do is enjoy a fantastic show brought to you by the No Limit Racing team, presented by the OuTPost Racing Network. Track is open, drivers starting to get some of their practice laps in before we go live for the heat. We are at Peevely, or I-55 Raceway, opened in 1974. It is round number 8 of the Crown Jewel Tour here for No Limit Racing. Track records there are listed in the track lore section. Look at Kyle Larson, man, 9.995 in a winged sprint car. That's going to be very, very quick around here if you didn't know. Next event is going to be UMP Modifieds on May the 2nd. So get out there to I-55 Raceway. Take yourself a gander at what those guys are doing over there. I'm sure it's a great community, great atmosphere over there. On to the schedule. We are at I-55 here, going to Williams Grove next week. Round number 10 is going to be seen from Cedar Lake Speedway, with round number 11 coming at Lernerville Speedway. Round number 12 going to fit in perfectly at Knoxville Raceway. That will be your championship round. Thank you to everybody in chat. Shout out Tracy Owens. Shout out Kyler Bronson. Can't wait to watch. Let's go Jesse Newsom, says Kyler Bronson. Tracy Owens says Jake the Snake Owens. Hey, come on now. Jake the Snake, I'm with you there. I'm with you. Big wrestling guy here. I'm sure everybody here knows it. Checkered flag going to come out on the practice session, meaning our heat racing will begin here very shortly. One thing I do want to go over with you guys is your championship standings for the race here tonight. Jesse Newsom is going to lead. Unfortunately, I do not have a graphic for your eyes this week, but unfortunately, well, I'm sure it's very fortunate for the likes of Jesse Newsom. He is going to be your championship leader. Unfortunate, maybe a little bit, from a race fan perspective. The contest system is almost non-existent here for Jesse Newsom's championship defense. He sits a little over 200 points ahead of P2, which is going to be Jeffrey Hyatt. So, unfortunately, your championship standings, not too much of a storyline to go through there. However, we do need to get to your starting grid for heat race number 1. It's going to be Jacob Owens, who starts on pole with Brandon Jones outside row number 1. It's going to be Joshua Mulwee, Zachary Metzner in row number 2. Row number 3 is going to see Dakota Proud, part of Sunrise Racing, and Chase Copeland, who had to borrow a car from Jeffrey Hyatt here tonight in that duct-taped 110. Jeffrey Hyatt, speaking of the devil, is going to be right behind him in P7. Jason Wilson in P8. James Murphy, that Twisted Speed driver, going to be in P9. As the iRacing official pace truck makes his way into the safety of the infield, it's going to be a very quick green flag start here from Jacob Owens. 8 lap heats. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be taking 3 out of these heats, so you can kind of get a little bit of an idea of what exactly is going on, what these drivers are going to have to do to get themselves through on the night. I talked to race commissioner Dana Burdick a little earlier here today. He said the track was going to be murdered up top. We'll see if that's how it drives. As the 92 of Joshua Mulwee, they're going to have a big moment. That's going to be a wall tap from him. And that's going to allow the likes of Chase Copeland, not to be confused with Jeffrey Hyatt. The cars look almost identical. But inside of that 110... or what that 66 is, you can see the 110 is actually duct taped over the 66. So if you see that, that's going to be Chase Copeland here tonight, not Jeffrey Hyatt. He, however, Chase Copeland, is going to sit at the final transfer spot. Jacob Owens and Brandon Jones having one heck of a battle for that race lead. However, it's going to kind of be null and void to what we see on our doorstep here. It's going to be the battle between Chase Copeland and Zachary Metzner. It's going to be the 110 versus the 17, 2 Midwest Sim Sport drivers. As white flag in the air, Jacob Owens and Brandon Jones are still going at it. Brandon Jones dips down onto the inside. He's going to try to have a look at the inside. It's not going to bowl very well for him. It's going to be Jacob Owens, Brandon Jones, and Chase Copeland who transfer out of heat race number 1. Good way to start here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Very good racing. It was very tight racing up front. You don't expect that out of heat racing. The 2 drivers typically say, well, you know, hey, we're both transferred in here. Let's not get too hasty here tonight, but not exactly how it's going to go down as we get set for heat race number 2. It's going to be Derek Darnell in that number 86. That's going to be starting on pole with Nate Wimhoff in the number 48. Starting on his outside, Landon Rourke, who had a very unlucky week last week. is going to be in P3 with Tyler Bickford in P4. Row number 3 is going to see Willie Cuddy and Dylan Del Mastro. Del Mastro, part of Black Magic Sim Sports. Holden Lee Allen going to be in P7 with Evan Horton, who I don't see the generational hate club of Evan Horton. I do not see them out in abundance here tonight, so very, very concerning. You gotta think maybe something happened. Maybe Evan Horton went over there to the hater's house, maybe busted kneecaps with a baseball bat. You never know. In the meantime, more to the point, iRacing official safety truck going to make its way into the safety of the infield. We are green. Derek Darnell versus Tyler Bickford. That's going to be your front row main event marquee here for heat race number 2. Tyler Bickford trying to keep the momentum alive up there on the top. He is going to bring the right rear in contact with the wall. It's going to be 5 drivers boxed up, all jockeying for the same position, but here comes Evan Horton in the number 34. He is going to try to make himself a part of this conversation. Laps are going to go by very quick here, so drivers are going to have to move quick, but holy moly, look at Evan Horton. He's going to get a push of love out of the number 94 of Holden Allen. But Evan Horton doing a fantastic job right now. He is going to run the fastest lap of the race with a 12.33 that time around. However, your top 3 are starting to scale up. The power difference is starting to become evident. Willie Cuddy, Derek Darnell, Tyler Bickford, all 3 of these drivers doing very good. However, Willie Cuddy going to have himself a little bit of a moment there trying to pass Derek Darnell. It almost allowed Tyler Bickford to get around him. 3 laps to go. These 3 hopefully aren't going to do anything too hasty, too foolish. Oh, they are fighting though. They want that spot in the feature. They want the better spot, obviously. Finishing more in the front, finishing, well first is going to grant you a better position than if you were to finish P2 or P3, and these drivers know that. However, if they're too wild, there's drivers that want to take their spot. Derek Darnell had it up until the last lap, but he is going to fumble it. It's going to be a drag race to the line that sees Willie Cuddy, Tyler Bickford, and Derek Darnell transferring through. Derek Darnell held the lead for a minute, but was unable to keep things calm and composed all the way through. So with that being said, heat race number 3 up next. As drivers get set, they'll take to the grid, and we will take to our grid. Jaden Sparisky in the number 12 is going to be sitting on pole with Brandon Schatz, Mr. Schatzy. In the number 18, he will be outside row number 1. Christopher Perini in the new number 24. I believe he used to rep number 13. Sits in the 24 now. He's doing the backwards of Paul George. If you know, you know. Chase Weimer in the 44, going to be starting in P4. Jacob Isaac in the 023 in P5. Jesse Newsom, your championship leader, going to be sitting outside row number 3. Row number 4 is going to see the number 10 of Cameron Carrington and the number 159 of Dwayne Hobbs, who had a very eventful race last week. He was everywhere on the grid. And as we see these late models roll through, such a beautiful set of cars there. Every single car looking absolutely exquisite. We'll get back up into our spotter view as we go green. That's a big jump from Shotzi off the start. Maybe a little bit of a sleeper row in maybe row 3 and 4. Brandon Schatz didn't like how they were going about their business, so he decided that he was going to try to get out ahead of them. Unfortunately, it's not going to net him any positions, though, as Chase Weimer, Jaden Sparisky, and Jesse Newsom already up 3 spots. He sits in P3. He's going to try to get around Chase Weimer for P2, and it looks like he is going to get that done. Jesse Newsom sitting at a very impressive 8,100 I rating, but Jaden Sparisky sets at 7,800. So it's not going to go away too easy, as Jaden and Jesse both jockeying for the best position. It's going to be number 11 versus the number 12. Jaden Spruski going to go deep into turn number 1. That's going to allow Jesse Newsom to get the pass in heat race number 3. And ladies and gentlemen, if you know anything about Jesse Newsom or have watched any of our past races here on the Outpost Racing Network, you would know that when this kid gets out front, it's a rare occasion that he doesn't stay out front. And Jesse Newsom, just another day at the office. Started this heat in P6. He is going to win it. It was 2 sticks down last time around. This time he sees the white flag. The 3 transfer spots not really in contest. However, here comes Cameron Carrington. He wanted to say something about it. Couldn't really do it. Jesse Newsom, Jaden Spruski, and Chase Weimer gonna make it out of your heat, I should say. I don't know why I was about to say main event. He's gonna make it out of your heat into the main event. As now it's time for Consi number 1. And I'm sure well, no, I was gonna say, if I'm not mistaken, we should only see 1 consolation, but I don't think that's true. I believe we're going to be seeing 2. As we'll get to your starting grid, I'm not entirely sure how many are going to make it through here, but Zachary Metzner is going to be on pole for Midwest Sim Sports. Cameron Carrington going to be sitting outside that row number 1. Dylan Del Mastro, Jeffrey Hyatt make up row number 2. Row number 3 is going to see Christopher Perini with Holden, Lee Allen, and Jason Wilson and Dwayne Hobbs going to be row number 4 here for this 16-lap constellation. Dwayne Hobbs, like I said earlier, had himself an eventful race last week, part of Black Magic Sim Sports. And the 97 right in front of him there, Jason Wilson, had a very good week a couple weeks ago. So I just got word from the commish, from the director, I don't even know what futuristic or modern title to give him, Dana Burdick. We are taking 7 from the consolation. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you're not last, you're going to make it in. As we go green here at... Well, I take that back. Christopher Perini is not actually on track. So in that case, everybody in this constellation is going to get in. So with that being said, it's more of just a battle. It's more of just a battle for field position, for starting position, once the feature actually starts. So theoretically, these drivers can get as aggressive as they want. There are no consequences. Everyone here is going to be making it to the feature. And we'll have to see what exactly happens. That's going to be a big block from the number 25 of Dylan Del Mastro, who I believe actually reps the number 62. He is going to be trying to get in the way of Cameron Carrington there in the number 10. However, they do have slightly matching cars. I'm not entirely sure if they're on the same team or not. However, Jeffrey Hyatt, the rightful owner of that 66, not to be confused with Chase Copeland, he is running 4th. Him and Zach Metzner, both part of Midwest Sim Sports. They're looking to get as advantageous of a starting spot as possible here for the main event. Coming here tonight at I-55, we're at the great track of Peevely, man, the great city of Peevely. It's a track that's in my radius, I can't lie. I cannot lie. The Outpost is located in western Kentucky, so driving up to Peevely, not exactly a far drive. It could be done. I'll have to get up there and watch a race, that is for sure. Everyone kind of single file here. Seems that like everyone wanted to kind of get into the mix. They wanted to get mixy with it early. And then I guess kind of the consensus was, why are we doing this, guys? Let's get to the main event. Nobody really challenging. I mean, we have a little bit of a mix up here for the lead. That was Zachary Metzner trying to go for a slider on Dylan Del Mastro. Dylan Del Mastro going to hit the crossover. That's going to nullify that. Jeffrey Hyatt now strapped to the back bumper of Dylan Del Mastro. Going to give him just a little bit of a tap. That's going to be Del Mastro into the wall. Oh, no, and now Carrington's going to get into the 62. And in just 3 corners, we have seen Dylan Del Mastro drop from the lead all the way to P4. So with 3 laps to go, Jeffrey Hyatt's going to be leading. Zach Metzner right behind him in the number 17. Cam Carrington right behind them in the number 10. 2 sticks down, says Barney. As we get a good look at Barney the flag man there, he is going to wave that white flag. This first consi almost over. And after the end of it, it was a war-torn battle for the likes of Jeffrey Hyatt, but he is going to cross the line and win the first consolation of the night. Everyone making it in once again, so it's going to be Hyatt, Metzner, Carrington, Del Mastro, Wilson, and Allen. Unfortunately, Christopher Perini is going to be the one who does not make it in. Now for our second consolation of the night. It's going to be Evan Horton who kicks us off on pole with James Murphy, the Twisted Speed driver, sitting outside row number 1. Jacob Isaac and Nate Wimhoff going to be row number 2. P5 sits Dakota Proud with Shotzi in P6. Landon Rourke in the number 13 going to be in P7 with Joshua Mulwee, who had a stinker of an opening heat here tonight. He sits in the number 92 in P8. So both Evan Horton and James Murphy representing Twisted Speed. They're going to have a front row lockout for this consolation. And man, don't those cars look good. Incredible liveries there on the Twisted Speed cars, as well as Brandon Schott's number 34 right there. Gives me Captain America vibes. But iRacing official pace truck going to pull into the pit lane, into the infield, and we are green. Now, once again, it's going to be the top 7 from these consolations. So as long as you are not last, you are safe. The drivers aren't going to have the pleasure of having that person that does not make it to the grid, like with Christopher Perini last consi. So these guys are actually going to have to lock in just a little bit. They can't throw everything at them. They can throw everything but the kitchen sink. They can throw about 99% their way. But Joshua Mulwee having a bit of a struggle in that 92. He is just, to be frank, he is just off the pace. It's going to be a couple of tenths down from pretty much all of these drivers. There's not a single driver that is actually lapping faster than. He's 0.3 slower than one driver up, which is Landon Rourke, who just set the purple lap with a 12.64. That time around, going to be a lot worse with a 12.9, but it is going to be manageable. Landon Rourke does have a seat in the feature as of now. As long as he does not get passed by Joshua Mulwee, then he will be in business. But James Murphy doing a fantastic job of getting up and away from everyone else. Only 9 laps to go here. This is our final race before the main event of the night, ladies and gentlemen. If you have not seen racing at Peebly, if you haven't seen a main event matchup set on the grounds of I-55, then you are in for a treat tonight. We've got 75 laps around this track. We are in round number 8. Next week, we go to Williams Grove. And I've talked to a couple of drivers on the grid, and they said they are not looking forward to Williams Grove, so they're going to leave it out all on the track here tonight. Evan Horton, who qualified, or not qualified, but he sat on pole position for this Constellation. He's going to be down 2 spots, and he risked losing a third to Brandon Schatz, who sits there in the Duluth Trading Company, or Trading Post, I believe, number 34 for Midwest Sim Sports. He is going to be looking for something on Evan Horton. Meanwhile, Jacob Isaac in the 023 is going to be looking for the exact same thing on Brandon Schatz. So we create kind of a domino effect here on the bottom side. However, James Murphy, Nate Wimhoff, they are ripping it up top. 2 sticks down from Barney the Flagman, indicating that we've only got 2 laps to go now. And around turn 4 for the penultimate time is James Murphy. White flag in the air, and it unfortunately is going to be Joshua Mulwee, who does not make it into the show. Everyone else, Murphy, Wimhoff, Horton, Schatz, Rourke, Isaac, and Proud, are making it into our main event here in just a moment. And now with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to a quick break while the drivers get set and prepared for the main event here tonight. Lights are going to be turned on. Sun's going to go down. It's going to be one heck of a time. Don't go anywhere. You're watching the No Limit Racing Crown Jewel Tour right here on the OuTPost Racing Network.
There might be some rain coming through. We expect rain soon. Rain is close. The session has been declared wet. No sign of this rain stopping. Rain is clearing up. Rain should be gone for now. Nothing but sunshine all day.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Well, it's now time. Lights aren't completely on. The sun isn't completely gone. But either way, we're about to get set and do battle here at Peebly. Round number 8 of the No Limit Racing Crown Jewel Tour. My name, Mag Nelson, your lone voice in the booth here tonight. I represent the OuTPost Racing Network, and if you need your league broadcasted or know somebody that needs a league broadcasted, send them my way. Send them my way, man. I'd love to broadcast any and all leagues that are looking for that service. Also, before we get too far into it, I do want to say a little bit of a shameless plug here, but I am starting a Wednesday night money series over on the OuTPost Racing Network. It is going to be titled the OuTPost Racing League. It's not going to be a league in the sense that points are kept, blah, 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 all that stuff. It's just going to be straight up money races every single Wednesday night, free to enter. All you got to do is apply to the league and get racing. You do have to join the Discord, though, I will say. So if anybody's interested in that, please get in contact with me. We'll get you the Discord. You can go racing anytime you want on a Wednesday night. However, that is neither here nor there. What is here or there is going to be our starting lineup for the race here tonight. 24 late models set to do battle. It's going to be Jacob Owens, who sits on pole for round number 8 at I-55. Willie Cuddy in P2. Jesse Newsom, Brandon Jones. Going to make up row number 2. Tyler Bickford and Jaden Sparisky. Row number 3. Chase Copeland, Derek Darnell, Chase Weimer, Jeffrey Hyatt, James Murphy, and Zachary Metzner. Get you to P12. P13, Nate Wimhoff. P14, going to be Cameron Carrington. Evan Horton, Dylan Del Mastro, Brandon Schatz, Jason Wilson, Landon Rourke, Holden Allen, Jacob Isaac, Dwayne Hobbs, and Dakota Proud are going to be the 23 late models that are set to do battle here tonight at I-55. Lights are on. Pace car gonna make its way into the safety of the infield. We are green. More importantly, we are live at Peebly. It's gonna be a big mix-up in the back. I'm sure we're gonna see a yellow at some point because of it, but maybe not. It's going to be a big battle between Jacob Owens and Jesse Newsom already on the opening lap, and that is going to be our first yellow of the night. Don't get too excited, ladies and gentlemen. Don't get too excited. We're not exactly racing yet. You knew it was going to happen. We'll have to go back and take a look. It looks like Holden Allen might have been... Whoa! No, that's going to be the 86 of Derek Darnell. He is basically riding the catch fence. Well, let's take a look back and see what... Oh, no, just a big checkup from the 62. That's going to cause Holden Allen and Jason Wilson to be all sorts of scrunched up. in the onset of that corner. And oh my goodness. Not exactly how you want to start your night. As I apologize, ladies and gentlemen, I'm trying to get us live here. But it doesn't want to seem to give us the live live report here now. With these storms, there may be a little bit of online services like the iRacing SDK that might be having a little bit of trouble keeping up. Now, whether that's on my end or maybe their headquarters end, I'm not entirely sure. However, we are going to sort of do a little bit of a choppy cut here. We're going to see if maybe going live now will do the job. As it doesn't exactly look like it. Maybe if I just click it enough times. Maybe we hit the button enough times, maybe it'll work. You never know with this iRacing SDK, man. It has a mind of its own. But I do want it to be known that we are back green. However, I do think I'm just going to have to sit here like an idiot, unfortunately, and get us all the way back around. To the live angles. Maybe there's a world where I can hit this. Yes, I can. Ladies and gentlemen, I apologize for that. We are live. Going to be a yellow flag here again. Unfortunately, and it looks like this time it might be the number 34 of Evan Horton, who might have had a little bit of a tumble. We'll go back and take a look at it. We know how to fix it now, though, ladies and gentlemen. You're not going to miss anything from here on out. Oh, but there is Evan Horton just firmly into the wall as the 62 was also getting into the 48. That's going to be Brandon Schatz, who catches a big bit of race car there for his actions. Looks like we're having the same issue with the iRacing SDK, so I apologize about that. We're going to have to get things out the mud, do it the hard way. I do so deeply apologize about that front. You never know, it's always something, man. It's always something, but that's going to be our second caution of the evening. Pace car set to already get back in. And we'll take a look from the spotter box as we are green. 70 laps to go already. A lot of drivers with black flags. Look at that all the way down. Brandon Schatz, Justin Wilson, Derek Darnell, Holden Allen, just to name a few. Jacob Owens is going to run a purple lap with an 11.77. He is feeling it right now. Chase Copeland, also a driver who is having a lot of luck here. He's already up 3 spots into P4, trying to make something happen here. 69 nice laps to go. Big battle going on a little bit further back between Brandon Jones and James Murphy. We get a closer look at that. It's going to be the 15 versus the 65, but hold on, here comes the 19 of Dakota Proud, who, by the way, in just a few short laps, they've only completed 8 to be exact once they cross the start-finish line right there. Dakota Proud is already up 15 positions. Started this race in P23. He now sits proudly inside the top 10 in P8. This is going to be a closest battle on track as we do go yellow again. This time it looks like it's going to be Dwayne Hobbs. Oh! As Justin Wilson again is going to catch a little bit of bad luck there. As I apologize, it's muscle memory to hit that. We gotta kill the immersion and pull up the iRacing menu and all that stuff. Such a pain. Willie Cuddy still going to be in charge up at the front of the pack. Tyler Bickford, Jacob Owens, Chase Copeland, and Jesse Newsom are going to make up your top 5. I apologize, ladies and gentlemen, in advance. I can't lie to you. I am sitting here checking the weather as I speak. I don't want a tornado to sneak up on me. I am in the direct path of the tornado, by the way, of this tornado outbreak that's going on in the Mid-South and Southeast region. So I am kind of keeping an eye on that, so I do so dearly apologize for that. However, don't worry, I'm still locked in to the fantastic racing that the drivers of the No Limit Racing Crown Jewel Tour are putting on. You know, if it's a Monday night, it's going to be good racing over on the OuTPost Racing Network. And you have these guys to credit for it, bringing their absolute A game every single week. As the lights on the pace truck are still on, so we'll go at least one more time around here at Peevely before we get started for the 4th time tonight. We've already experienced 3 cautions. Hopefully we don't have to experience too many more. But in the event that we do, I am prepared for it. I mean, it is racing at the end of the day. Willie Cuddy gonna get us started for the 4th time here tonight. Coming out of turn number 4, we are green. And Willie Cuddy with a very, very poor turn number 1. Coming across the line, he is gonna lose out on 2 positions. That's gonna go to Tyler Bickford and Chase Copeland. Both these drivers putting in numerous laps during Midwest's test sessions earlier today. Trying to get everything dialed in. They said they wanted to come correct here tonight at I-55. Chase Copeland said he loves this track. He's looking to get a win. So we'll have to see what all he can do. I apologize for the iRacing SDK once again, ladies and gentlemen. It seems that it's not really wanting to work properly. As you saw, it still said we had the caution in the air. Gonna hit a little bit of a refresh on the source, so things are going to look just a little weird for you. As I try to restore things on my end to the best of my ability. Like I said, the weather could be messing with it, could be kind of altering it. Maybe just a tiny bit. There we go. Things seeming to work now. Chase Copeland only a 1/10.5 back from Tyler Bickford. This is going to be your closest battle on track. It's also going to be for your race lead. 58 laps to go. The only thing that concerns me, if you're in that Midwest camp, is that your 2 top drivers are fighting each other, surely expending their tire wear a little more than you would think. I know Peevely is a track that people are concerned about tire degradation a lot less around here than normal. It seems that it's not going to be as big of a deal as it would be at, say, Volusia. So maybe that is where the benefit kind of kicks in for Tyler Bickford and Chase Copeland, but 2 favorites to start the season, Willie Cuddy and the 11 of Jesse Newsom, are going to be right behind them. Jesse Newsom, your championship leader, and to be fair, it's not really close. Jeffrey Hyatt is going to be in P2 when it comes to the championship. He sits just a little north of 200 points down from Jesse Newsom. Then from there, I think it's another 100-point drop-off, and then maybe another one. So the championship looking just about dusted up for Jesse Newsom. However, for someone to take the crown, it starts here. I mean, we've still got 5 different races left here in the season. We'll pull up your schedule here just real quick. As you can see, Williams Grove next week, then we move to Cedar Lake, Lernerville, and Knoxville. So drivers still have time to make this gap up. They still have time to do something meaningful, maybe iconic even, in the No Limit Racing Crown Jewel Tour. But all they have to do is be faster than that man, the coast-to-coast Sim Sports number 11 driver of Jesse Newsom. Man, is it hard. It is hard to be faster than that guy. But the likes of Tyler Bickford, Chase Copeland, and Willie Cuddy doing a fantastic job at attempting that so far. Zachary Metzner and Jaden Spariski are having a little bit of a battle, just a few cars down the grid order. It's going to be P5 James Murphy, who you see more towards the front of that frame focus. That Twisted Speed driver currently battling the number 17 and the number 12. That's Zachary Metzner and Jaden Spariski, respectively. But here comes Brandon Jones. You can't count him out. He sits in P8. Jacob Isaac up 12 spots from P21 to P9. He is going to have a little bit of troubles on that last lap. We'll have a look here, see if he can do maybe just a little bit better. Yeah, there he is. We get a little bit of a zoomed-in look on that number 23. He was beating the wall down coming out of turn number 2, and unfortunately, I don't think it's granting him any speed, as he is going to be running a 12.62, which is about a tenth slower than the current leaders. However, there is going to be a caution flag out. And it looks like it might be Derek Darnell who had a moment. We'll go back and take a look. He wanted to get into the pit lane. Didn't exactly nail the pit entry. How could I be so foolish? I forgot about the SDK. It's no worries. It's no worries. I'll try not to pull that screen up again. It's just muscle memory. Hey, you've been doing this for, X amount of broadcasts now. You expect when you push the button, you expect it to work. Unfortunately, not working here today. As we get set to redo battle here in the No Limit Racing Crown Jewel Tour. It's been a fantastic race so far. Really, Tyler Bickford has been the man that has shown through here tonight in the number 07. He is doing a fantastic job. He's had the lead now for a good number of laps. Chase Copeland right there in the number 110/66. It's an extra car that Jeffrey Hyatt had laying around while Chase tries to figure out his PPP loan situation. That came from him. That does not come from me. That comes straight from him. As the lights on the pace truck are going to go out, that means after one more lap, we will do battle again. It's going to be our 5th start of the race. As Tyler Bickford has the button, he is going to push it early. We are green. green here at Peevely. 41 laps to go. Things are going to be all stocked back up. They're going to be all crumbled up in the mid-pack. It seemed that was where we were getting most of our action, more towards the beginning of the race. Drivers were pretty much going through a war zone to try to establish some early race dominance, get squeezed into the position that they were cool with for the start of the race. Now drivers being a lot more methodical, a lot more cautious now, I will say. Maybe for a good reason. Tyler Bickford, though, starting to now pick up the pace on Copeland. And it appears that maybe Chase Copeland's lap times are starting to fall off a tiny bit slower than both Newsom and Cuddy that time around, who are the two closest drivers behind him. Willie Cuddy there in the number 23. He is going to be greeted by Zachary Metzner down on the inside. He's going to have a little bit of a look. Couldn't get much done there, but now into turns number 3 and 4. Going to try to follow Willie Cuddy. Maybe try to learn a little bit based off his lines, but Willie Cuddy dipping that number 23 Super Late Model down onto the inside. For the beginning of turn number 1, having a very wide exit. Trying to get back on the throttle quick. It's more of just a midline all the way around the corner. For Zachary Metzner, that's going to be another yellow flag out. Drivers not really getting to run as much as they would have hoped here in this race. Looks like it's going to be Nate Wimhoff who is responsible for that one. As him, and it looks like Shotzi. Oh no, the number 19 of Dakota Proud just... Well, I'm confused on what exactly he was doing right there. Dakota Proud, part of Sunrise Racing in that number 19. Oh no, oh, that's what happened. I just don't think he had control of his car anymore. So that is not good for the likes of Dakota Proud. And once again, I apologize for having to go the hard way about getting us back live. I don't know why the live button is not working on the iRacing SDK. So I do sorely apologize for that. However, Tyler Bickford still in a prime position to get things done here tonight, as it is going to be our 6th start of the night. Tyler Bickford, Chase Copeland, Jesse Newsom, your current top 3, but watch out for Willie Cuddy, Zachary Metzner, and Jaden Sparisky. They're all right there, ready to do battle once again. Cars are going to get stacked back up. That means it's time to go green, and Tyler Bickford's going to lead everyone off. It is imperative for the likes of Chase Copeland that he does not let Jesse Newsom through early. He's got to be on his defense. He's got to be on his 10 toes to keep the number 11 coast-to-coast Sim Sports driver behind him. Doing a fantastic job now. He is actually making up ground on our current race leader, Tyler Bickford. So interesting now, maybe Chase Copeland had a little bit of a trick up his sleeve. Maybe he can get things done. Jesse Newsom in P3. He's got Willie Cuddy to contend with behind him, and Willie Cuddy is not letting him breathe. Same line through turns 1 and 2, and through turns 3 and 4, it's going to be about the same thing. Choosing a little bit higher of a set point in that corner, but going to follow the line down just like Jesse Newsom. He is going to take a little bit of an alternative line that time around. As we can see, not going to greed as much. time off of him. He's actually going to lose time on Jesse Newsom. So Willie Cuddy, he goes back to it, and I don't think he's realizing that he's losing ground on Newsom here. Zachary Metzner now trying to get involved in this equation. Jaden Sparisky having a battle himself with the number 65 Twisted Speed driver of James Murphy. Brandon Jones going to be right behind him. And Jacob Owens, who started this race in pole position, is going to find himself in P15. I thought maybe this was going to be the turnaround night for Jacob Owens. I thought maybe this was going to be his opportunity at greatness, as we do have a battle up front. Chase Copeland and Tyler Bickford are now side by side. Chase Copeland getting the nose across one time, but that battling is just going to mean that Jesse Newsom can take big advantage. So Jesse Newsom going to close the gap. That also means Willie Cuddy and Zachary Metzner are closing the gap. So it's going to be a top 5 lead pack here, as these 5 drivers are within a car length of each other. For the most part now, Jesse Newsom going to put the pressure on Chase Copeland. Got a lap car situation down on the bottom. Chase Copeland going to set his car a little higher than Jesse Newsom liked to set his. That's going to allow Newsom to get under him. He is going to try to run the bottom and maybe, just maybe, try to match Copeland. If not for momentum, then for distance covered. Chase Copeland doing a very good job of being unpredictable, not in a malicious way, not in a bad way, but he is entitled to go with whatever line he does want. He is firmly out in front, and he's changing it up on Jesse Newsom, trying to get him to maybe rethink or second guess his strategy here, but it's going to be 16 laps left, or 17 laps left, I apologize. Going to be 16 this time by, but man, oh man, we cannot keep our eyes off the top 3. Tyler Bickford is absolutely loving this, ladies and gentlemen, all the time that it takes Jesse Newsom to battle with Chase Copeland. That means he is getting out to a firmer and firmer lead. Now, Tyler Bickford is in P3 in the championship standings, mind you. Jeffrey Hyatt, who's not really anywhere close to this top 3 discussion, he sits in P2, so unfortunately going to be a bad points night for him when we talk about relativity. But Jesse Newsom and Tyler Bickford are all battling for that top 3. Chase Copeland tried to get something done, wasn't quite enough. Now he's going to throw the slider on to Tyler Bickford. And now Jesse Newsom's going to run into the 07 of Tyler Bickford. Oh no, things starting to get spicy between coast to coast and Midwest here. It's going to be, oh no, Newsom's going to turn Chase. Chase Copeland, Jesse Newsom going to get into it. Man, oh man, the racing those 3 were putting on, though. We'll go back and take a look here in the eyes of Chase Copeland. Now, Jesse Newsom throws the slider, leaves the room. We are good. That's just good racing. However, it did appear, if we get a little bit of a rewind here. That's a tough one to look at. Jesse Newsom, sliders there. It's clean. It's clean. Chase trying to get out and away. He's going to hit the wall just a tiny bit. All the meanwhile, Jesse Newsom is still going to be coming up the racetrack. Man, oh man, that is a tough one to look at. Jesse Newsom kind of overshoots the move here, and I want it to be clear, he is checking up here. Jesse Newsom did check up. I mean, you can see the body language of the car. He checked up, however, unfortunately, that car is just still progressively moving up. And so that's going to be really tough for the likes of Copeland, who is now going to be done. That might be Chase Copeland's night. It is going to be the number 110's night, even on a night when he borrows a car. He cannot keep it clean. No, I'm just kidding. I rip Chase. I rip Chase because I've known him since I was a kid. All is good there. However, championship hopes and dreams for Copeland probably out off that one alone. To be fair, it was probably out a couple weeks ago. However, the main story still stands. It's Jesse Newsom and Tyler Bickford who are battling for the lead here tonight. As everyone getting bundled up super duper quick. I don't think people really realized we were going to go green this early. Green flag still out. 8 laps to go here at I-55. Here comes Tyler Bickford. Around the outside of Jesse Newsom. Jesse Newsom's going to get up to try to stop that momentum. We are going to go yellow for a 7th time here tonight. As I'm not sure what exactly happened. It looks like a lot of drivers are actually coming into the pit lane. Not sure if maybe they need to get fuel because of the number of cautions we've had, or I'm not entirely sure what happened there, but needless to say, they are coming in. As I apologize, ladies and gentlemen, doing a little bit of my detective work on this weather that is coming through. Although it looks like if you're in the Bloomington, Indiana, Indianapolis, Lafayette area of Indiana, looks like you guys are about to go through World War III in the form of some severe weather. So make sure you are careful. Make sure you have a plan there. As the drivers get set to do battle, what I hope is one more time here. We've got single-digit laps remaining here on round number 8. Live from I-55 in Peebly on the OuTPost Racing Network. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day. And for anybody interested in running those Wednesday night money series that I talked about earlier, please join the Discord. Green flag is out, and we are racing. And Chase Copeland still somehow up at the front. I'm not sure how exactly he did it, but it should be changing right around now. As Tyler Bickford's still going to have the lead on Jesse Newsom. Jesse Newsom down on the inside, though. It's going to be a slider. Tyler Bickford crossing it over. Jesse Newsom running that slider line. Going to try to get him to switch up what he's doing. Try to get Tyler Bickford maybe in a zone of discomfort. Maybe second-guessing the strategy. 6 laps to go. These top 4 are boxed up and bundled up. Willie Cuddy now down on the inside of Jesse Newsom. Willie Cuddy going to try to slow roll it around the bottom. He's going to try to cover the least amount of distance possible, but here comes Jeffrey Hyde in a heroic effort. He now sits P2. The driver in P2 in the championship has found his way up 8 spots. He was just in P10 Last time I checked, I'm not sure what happened, but here comes Hyatt down on the inside. He is going to battle with Newsom. That's going to mean that Tyler Bickford can get out and away. 3 laps to go. Jeffrey Hyatt trying to cover distance on the bottom. It's going to be 2 sticks down for Barney the Flagman. Tyler Bickford is only 2 laps away from bringing home a win here in the No Limit Racing Crown Jewel Tour. White flag in the air. Tyler Bickford battling with Jeffrey Hyatt. This is for the lead. Here comes Metzner around the bottom on Jesse Newsom as well. It's going to be Bickford who wins at I-55. Jeffrey Hyatt in a heroic drive is going to bring it back P2 and actually close the championship gap on Jesse Newsom. Jesse Newsom gonna bring it home on the bottom step of the rostrum in P3. Man, oh man, what a race. What a race and what an event. Wow. As our first interview is going to be the P3 finisher of Jesse Newsom. Jesse, man, walk me through it. It felt like a war zone out there tonight.
I mean, I had the race won, and then don't really know if y'all put it on the stream or not. Probably had the blindfold on for that one too. But Chase Copeland just got in his feelings a little bit as usual, and just straight lined me under caution. I mean,
okay,
like
here,
said,
okay, no. I have been nothing but respectful to you every single week for almost a year now, Jesse. And you're not gonna tell me that I put the blindfold on something, okay?
No,
that's not. You're not gonna come up here into my broadcast talk to me like that. All right?
I wasn't directing that towards you at all.
Well, then you need to pick
I'm
your
just
words
saying.
a little bit better.
Okay.
Now, sitting in
like I
P3,
said-
you had a fantastic night here. You had a fantastic battle. You went up through the grid. Walk me through it, what it felt like. It seemed like every single position you gained was a battle.
Yeah, like I said, battled my way through the field, got to the lead there, and admin said the caution wasn't my fault and just got wrecked under caution. So it took me out of contention. Like I said, 4th time in a row I've had the race won, and just got screwed over by another Midwest car. So honestly, getting used to it. It's just another thing we're gonna have to overcome in these next couple weeks. And maybe if I win the championship, I can afford to give Chase Copeland a brain transplant.
Well, fair enough, but who do you got to shout out for tonight's performance?
Really just everybody that helps out. Both my teammates got banned this last couple week. I don't know if you pay attention to the Discord or not, but want to thank everybody at Coast to Coast, CFM, Chris Ferguson, Blake Majulis, 7C, Chase Copeland again, and want to thank you for broadcasting as always. And we'll be back ready and hopefully a little bit better next week.
Yeah, well, I appreciate the kind words. Jesse Newsom, number 11 driver. He's going to finish P3 here tonight at I-55. Now, moving on to what seemed like somewhat of a heroic drive. Jeffrey Hyatt in the number 66. He's going to finish P2. And Jeffrey, I cannot lie to you, man. Last time I looked, you were in like P10, P11. You were fighting just to be inside of the top 10. I look away for what seems like one corner on a restart, and you were sitting there in P3, man. I mean, what exactly happened there?
Honestly, I don't know. They looks like they were just playing demo derby up there, and I went to the bottom, and I was there, and next thing I know, I come out in front of everybody. So I guess they say we just run through people and stuff, but Just kind of tired of racing these guys clean and getting used up every week. So, yes, it's time to take the gloves off and give it back to them.
Well, yeah, fair enough. It seems to be a very tense grid down there tonight. I'm not entirely sure, what happened. I can only see what I see in the, in the booth. So it is, it is something. You guys did go to battle here tonight, but you move on, and you're going to Williams Grove next week, which I know a lot of drivers aren't typically a fan of. They don't enjoy that track. Now, is it somewhere for you that you kind of like to race at those spots that no one likes because maybe it's some free grid positions, or is Williams Grove not really a place you like either?
I really like it. I tend to do really well there, especially in the longer races there. I don't know why. I don't, it just fits me more, longer races and stuff.
Yeah, well, a fair enough point, but Williams Grove, it could produce maybe your best finish of the season. You got that here tonight with a P2. Is that correct? I don't think you haven't won this season yet, have you?
No, I think I've had a P3 at Lincoln. I think that was my best so far. Which I told Bicky, I told him in there, I said, hey, if it wasn't you, I would have probably sent you to the moon if it was somebody else.
Well, I'm sure he appreciates that because it was a big night for Bickford as well. But before we let you get out of here, is there anybody you would like to shout out or thank for tonight's performance?
Yeah, Midwest Sim Sports, Majula Say Speed Shop. Appreciate you for all you do broadcasting, and yeah, that's about it.
Yes, sir. Well, I appreciate the kind words, Mr. Hyde, and I look forward to seeing you back up in the booth more often here in the No Limit Racing Crown Jewel Tour. But take off now and enjoy that P2.
Yeah, appreciate it.
And our race winner on the night is going to be the 07 of Tyler Bickford. Mr. Bickford, how you doing, man? You got a copy?
Yes, sir. Doing well.
Now, you went to battle a lot here tonight, but there were some points where you kind of checked out. You were kind of out to maybe half second, maybe 6/10 of a second lead, which in this grid seems like an eternity considering the talent level of everybody. Well, what did it feel like? And I know you guys put in a whole lot of practice here earlier today. Do you think that contributed to, the success here?
It's quite possible. Man, I wasn't expecting to finish top 3 here, so to get the win, I'm pretty ecstatic. It was just a good race for me.
Yeah, without a doubt, that is 100%. You did what seems like the optimal job. I mean, you got the race done. Now, using that momentum, using that confidence, you go into Williams Grove next week. How do you feel about that?
Oh boy. I feel all right. I'm not bad at Willie. I don't like it. It tracks so long, gets drug out sometimes, But should be a good showing there. A lot of good drivers per usual. So just gonna take the momentum and hopefully get a top 5 there.
Yes, sir. Well, it'll be real fun to see what exactly you bring to the track next week. Ladies and gentlemen, that is your winner here at I-55, the 07 driver, Tyler Bickford. Oh, wait. Did I get you to do the shout-outs? Am I moving too fast? Did I let you get your shout-outs in?
I don't know.
No, I'm so sorry. I'm moving. Hey, I'm flustered too, man. Hey, I'm so sorry, man. The floor is yours, man. Whoever you want to shout out, whoever you want to thank, it's all on you, man.
You for the broadcast as always. It's always awesome to go back and watch. No Limit Racing for putting this deal on. No, it could be a headache, so I appreciate that. All the guys over at Midwest. Chase tonight, he had a good main event feature set up there, and couldn't ask for a better good looking car from Jeffrey. So thank you to everybody.
Yes, sir. Well, appreciate the kind words, Mr. Bickford. Sorry for cutting you off. I tried to send you home too early, but now I can enjoy that win here tonight, Tyler Bickford.
Thank you, man. Have a good one.
Yes, sir. You too. And I hope everybody here has a good night. A little bit of hostilities in the, hostility in the environment tonight. You never like to see that. However, it was one heck of a show. I have unfortunately gone a little too long, so the SDK is not really going to show anything up. We'll see if we can pull up the race info. Yes, we can. It was a fantastic night here at Peevely. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you hit that Discord link down in the chat if you want to get in on some money. Races going on every Wednesday, brought to you by the OuTPost Racing Network and the OuTPost Racing League. But what you watched here was just another installment, of high-class, upper-echelon dirt racing here that the No Limit Racing Crown Jewel Tour provides every single Monday at 7:30 CST. Live on the OuTPost Racing Network. My name, Mac Nelson. I'm going to get out of here before these storms come in and these tornadoes. Hopefully, things are good wherever you guys are at. Hopefully, things are good here in the OuTPost HQ. But take care of yourself. Take care of each other. We'll see you in the next one.